Would Bowman know a way to uh get Dr. Daedalus out of his suit? I don't think he knows enough about Daedalus's suit to really do that.
I was gonna say the buckles and straps are in the same place, but I don't think Bowman's ever undressed Daedalus the way Sophie's undressed Bowman.
Well, hang on now.
Not in this universe.
Welcome to USP After Dark.
Yeah, it's gonna be really tough to carry that whole suit, so probably better to try to get Daedalus out of it if we're gonna be carrying him around.
Give me a technology check.
Ooh.
Be snaky under there.
No, he's got boxers.
Really, Daedalus, with your own face on them? Kind of sociopath.
Oh, well, a couple of things. First, I want to reroll that. Second, how long does the impaired last?
It was only until the end of his next turn, so
Okay.
you're good to
go. Here is a hero point. And 21.
Sorry, 21's not enough.
Yeah.
Even if you rolled a 1 on his technology check, it would be higher than that.
Yeah, no, my
Swag him. Scuff up all his armor.
Bo do this like, if you take the legs, I'll take the head.
All right.
Or we could drag him.
It just makes the scraping metal noise.
How far away is the archivist?
It's a journey of variable distance.
Oh, perfect.
He's an entity in orbit, and his archive is ever-changing, ethereal.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, I'll drag him. If you could maybe grab some pieces of that device, I'd really appreciate it.
And Bowtooth will go over and pick up some scrap from the Genesis portal device. And you go off into the wilderness with your strange bedfellows. Meanwhile, back in Vietnam, Centuria, you arrive with an unconscious Sophie around the time that the other heroes are detaining the unconscious Deathgate.
Centuria lands pretty hard and looks at everybody and is like, I lost Bowman. I don't know where. I think he might be in Genesis. I couldn't find the device. That's the only thing that I can think of. Dr. Daedalus was gone too. I have to go to Genesis. I have to go get him.
Calm down. We have to go to Genesis and get him. Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you guys finish here?
Yes.
Anyone back to watch this one? And she'll gesture to Sophie, who's over her shoulder right now.
Put her down. Let me see what I can do.
Okay, hurry. She'll gently as Centuria can, in panic Centuria mode, she will lay Sophie down.
Potato sack style.
Thud.
Oh, now she has a concussion.
Oops.
I made it worse.
I broke her in half. Oops.
Oops. All right. Let me. Do you need me to roll my healing check, Alex?
Yes.
Here. Apparently, I did not add this to my power set for some reason. All right. It is healing plus 50. It is healing 15. So I'm just gonna roll d20 plus 15.
Perfect.
$29.
You will heal her of her stagger, her daze, and her bruises.
Okay.
You have brought her back from the brink of killed by a kaiju. What does it look like, Resonant?
Resonant just kind of leans down. She has to pull on the power of her malachite again, so her hair again her hair and eyes again transform. And she just kind of holds her hands over Sophie Seven's center mass, and this green energy suffuses her until she probably wakes up with a start.
She'll sit up, bolt right. Did we win?
No.
Oh my
I
god.
had to save you twice, and now Bowman is in Genesis.
What do you mean he's in Genesis?
What I said.
We have to go to Genesis. Right now.
Obviously. Is there anything left that we need to do here?
I mean, we got a him. One at Deathgate.
Yeah, did the Arctic Fox have a containment?
He does have a
Sell
he
him.
does have a prison here.
They're
Okay.
gonna come back, and he's... and Deathgate's just gonna be in the jail.
Leave him a note.
I mean, Sophie probably has comms to them, so
That's true.
Kaiju knocked it out of her head.
all right. Well, let's get him secured, and then let's go.
Yeah, I got it. You get the whatever ready.
The Resonant's gonna look up at Centuria. If the device is gone, I think the only way we're getting to Genesis is if you ask for help. The person
Don't I
that
have a
spoke to you-
pool to Genesis, Alex?
You do.
Like, can't I sense how to get there?
Yeah, you sure can.
So if we fly in like a plane.
Um,
A regular plane's not gonna cut it.
How are we
And
gonna
I
get there?
don't think you can really get us across space without all of us having some sort of protection against it. I mean,
And what's your plan?
We're putting Resonant back in the spacesuit from the
Yep.
beginning episodes.
You told me that what you heard was that all you had to do was ask. Right? If that's the case, we need to get there. This is the only way we're going to get there is if they come and get us.
Centuria will close her eyes and think very hard in the direction of her link with Genesis and say, I need your assistance to get there so we can rescue our friend Bowman and defeat Praetrix. Please help me.
All you had to do was ask.
She'll sort of like startle at the voice that goes through her brain.
And it says, "Who are you bringing with you? Tell them to get close to you."
Everybody come here.
Group hug.
And she will literally like hold all of the people that she can in a big group hug.
Are you bringing
ready.
everybody, or are you leaving Nick here?
Does Nick want to come?
I don't want to leave Derek alone, but also we haven't
It's
heard back
dangerous.
from the others. Maybe somebody should stay here with Deathgate to make sure he doesn't get into
Yes.
anything.
You can feed and water him.
If you're comfortable with that, then that's fine.
Yep.
Just bring Derek back in one piece, okay?
It's always my goal.
And Nick will sort of look at Mortis like he wants to go over and give him a kiss goodbye, and then it's like, no, it's extra dimensional infidelity.
And Centuria will pull everybody in and say, I'm ready.
Then come to the origin point of all things. And you feel this sort of almost like this feeling of coming home inside you. And there's a light effervescence that passes through your body as all of you sort of in this big group hug situation feel this warmth and this deep feeling of being recalled to some place where you truly belong. And the universe hurtles past you as you all go flying up into the sky / across dimensions. After a few moments, you find yourselves settled on a landing pad in this beautiful Jack Kirby designed future cityscape. There are tall, spiring buildings, robots walking around all over the place, seeing to people's needs. Everybody's dressed in these bright Technicolor clothes. There's Kirby crackles everywhere. And you see there is a massive alpha sign on a castle just off in the center of this skyline. And a robot will fly up to you that sort of has this... It doesn't have legs, it's got hover jets underneath it. It's got 2 short little arms and a big cylindrical head. It says, "Welcome to Genesis. What is the nature of your visit?"
We're here to find a friend and to find help.
This is the one place in the universe you can always find help. Come with me, Centuria.
How do you know
Correction,
my
he
name?
wouldn't call you Centuria, he'd call you Kate.
Oh, how do you know my name? That's actually more suspicious.
It is the nature of our design to know everything.
Why did you ask why we're here?
That's a good point.
What didn't you what? Sorry?
Why did he need to ask why we were here then?
That is the first chance for us to detect wrongdoing.
You know.
Good save. Good save.
Do you know where our friend Bowman is?
Yes.
Is he safe?
Yes and no.
You're not going to make her feel better by saying no.
Where are you taking us now?
To meet Alpha. He will be able
Well,
to
Bowman-
shine more light on your compatriot's missing location.
She'll sort of like absent-mindedly touch the Alpha brand on her neck and say, "Okay," and then follow the robot.
And it will lead you down through this cityscape that is beautiful, high-tech, full 60s science fiction. Like, this is what 2015 was going to be. And it leads you through these great vegetative causeways on to this big, massive circular fountain in front of this palace, and it will lead you up into the palace. Yes, flying cars for everyone.
Yeah. So much crime.
Also, hi, Paul. It's good to see you. Your character just kidnapped Bowman on accident.
Accident.
And you are led up the stairs to this large central throne room, where these massive platinum columns lead all the way down to a throne upon which sits Alpha, who is this... He's sort of hard to look at dead on. He is, as you expected Omega to be, this large sort of containment suit creature. He does have sort of a glowing golden skull in a transparent dome. He has the big Alpha symbol on his chest, and he is sitting reviewing a sort of floating book in front of him. And he closes his hand, and the book closes as he notices you walking in. Kate,
Hello.
my child, it is good to see you home.
Home?
Well, as home as you've been able to find here. I sense the trials that you have survived.
You called to me as soon as we got into this universe. How? I'm just a little confused, I guess.
I could sense the entropy upon you when you came into this dimension. It is something I am able to detect across the entire wavelength of the known multiverse. I know what my counterpart on your Earth did to you, and I know that that is unforgivable. And I hope that I was able to help alleviate some of your distress and trauma about the situation.
Is this permanent? And she'll sort of point at her brand.
It is.
It
So
won't
long as
go
you don't
back.
find yourself captured by Omega again.
Great. Does it? Okay.
He will not be able to change your brand the way that I was able to. He is not as powerful as I am.
Thank you, but more importantly, our friend is missing, and we think he's somewhere here. Do you know where he is?
Yes, as a matter of fact, Mr. Beaumont has found himself in strange company.
Is he okay?
He is, and he is making his way in this direction.
Okay.
Although I fear his path is fraught, and he will encounter resistance.
We need to go help him then.
This is not your test, Kate.
My test?
Mr. Beaumont is being tested.
For what?
Well, why?
Because the rest of you are gifted in certain ways that Mr. Beaumont is not. And though he is a master mage, as you call them in your universe, that title must be earned.
He's earned it 1,000 times over.
Perhaps. But the beings in control of such things are not as convinced as you and I.
No one should have to face things alone.
He's not alone. He travels with Dr. Daedalus.
So sorry if that doesn't ease my mind.
He also travels with a strange companion.
That is also not going to ease her mind unless you tell us who it is.
You've called him strange twice now.
Do you recall the first time you encountered Mr. Beaumont as a team? And David knocked his tooth loose.
The fight in the Terminus when the
Does
Freedom League was
Centuria
being
remember
controlled.
Was that my Centuria, or was that a different Centuria?
Nope, that was you.
That was your
Was that
Centuria.
me?
Yeah, because Paul was scared of Davy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
In your universe, that tooth grew up to become a terrible villain. A scourge of the Terminus, hell-bent on destroying the Furions.
And because this is the opposite, here it's a hero?
Indeed. At least in its own mind.
Okay.
I'm really kind of confused as to why Bowman has to go through these trials. If he wasn't worthy of being a master mage, why is he one when we needed to stop Una?
Trying to think of this in terms that make sense from the kind of world that you hail from.
You're telling us there's an evil tooth running around.
Back in our universe, yeah. But
Just throwing that out there, and the Mortis has very much like a WTF kind of look on his face, like he's used to some weird crap, but this is a whole new level of weird. So
If it makes you feel any better, Derek, it is a mutant tooth that has been afflicted by the powers of entropy in the terminus.
So is it bigger? Or is it
Significantly bigger than the last time you saw it, yes.
So how can you help us if we're not able to help Bowman?
You seek what Adrian Eldritch came here for.
No, we know he went to the archive.
Yes. He went to the archive with his
Counterpart.
counterpart, that's what I was looking for. With his counterpart from this dimension. And they left the archive without coming back into Genesis. And they left with something. But here's the thing that is strange to me. I don't know what they took. And I know everything.
Is it possible they took your memory of what they took?
It is possible. The Eldritch from your universe is a powerful and dangerous magic user who was changed by his time in the dungeon dimension.
That he put himself into.
Yes, like most wizards, he made a faulty calculation. Fuck you, Jonesy. The draft of the Vigilante's Handbook. That's actually on my hard drive, so eventually it will see the light of day. It is possible he took my memory of what happened, but that paints a dangerous picture of what he's capable of and what he plans. And that he gathered the Eldritch from this universe and took him with him is... I fear that he is looking for more Eldritches to bring to his side.
How are we supposed to stop him?
You're the only ones who can. Across the vastness of the multiverse, I checked.
Well, surely we'd need our Bowman.
And he will be returned to you unharmed,
Hopefully.
so long as he passes his test.
Well, if you know everything, do you know if he's going to pass his test?
Alpha sort of looks
Or-
at you.
Or are you just not going to tell us?
He says occasionally the future is hard to see. Always in motion, it is.
What is under copyrighted use?
There are no copyright lawyers in Genesis. They all come from Terminus.
That makes sense.
He says, I suspect that Bowman is capable of accomplishing the task in front of him. I've seen him do many more dangerous things on his own. And he has a strong motivation to return to you all. In the meantime, my suggestion would be that you all head to the archive and see if you can track down what Eldritch took.
Okay.
Or it's at the archive? In the archive.
What'd you say, Kat?
You're sure that this information can be found in the archive?
I think the lack of information can be found. And I know they went there physically, so it is possible they left a trace of themselves behind.
They certainly did. It's the only way I knew why they were here in the first place.
You'll also be able to find a way to deal with the Praetrix in the archive, should you desire. But Gemma, as you have insightfully put in your directions to your team, you will not be able to solve every problem for everyone in the multiverse. Time spent on these Earths gives Adrian more time to accomplish the things that he desires. While I know not yet what he seeks to accomplish, I know that it will not be good for the Omniverse.
Can you
We'll
tell
go to
us?
the. Oh, go ahead.
Can you tell us how many more worlds were affected by what occurred in our fight with Una?
10 other worlds.
Just those 10?
Just those 10. Affected directly by what happened with Una. But the more time passes from that event, the more impact it will have across the multiverse, like waves washing across the vast ocean of the cosmos.
Okay. You'll let us know when Bowman completes his task?
He will tell you himself.
Okay. Then
He'll know where we are.
Yes. His companion is taking him in the direction of the archive.
If anything
Okay.
happens to him, it will not end well for you.
Kate,
And then she'll just look at Resonant and then walk out and hope that one of the robots can tell her where the archive is.
Gemma, she has been through a lot.
I know.
I don't hold anything she says against her.
You're a lot more magnanimous than most of the people we'll run across in the future. I
That
don't
is
want
true.
her making I don't want her making enemies on top of the ones we already have.
Just ignore me as I threaten God.
Right, his dumb god face. And Alpha will look down at all of you and say, Kate will meet you at the archive, I assume. Do any of you have questions that I might be able to answer?
Do you know what the link is on the 10 worlds that were affected by our fight with Una?
Just that a variant of you died on each of those dimensions at the same time that the ritual unfolded. Which
Right.
is more than you were expecting.
We thought there was only one of each of us that passed.
I'll say that's yeah.
That's a double.
Alpha will sort of close his eyes. No, you are correct. Only 6 died, or 5 died, at the moment of the ritual. There's 5 of you, right? Yeah, there's 5 of you.
Mm-hmm.
But it
Something
looks like
happened
the
afterwards?
ripple has passed. And these other worlds were adjacent to those worlds. And I suspect it will continue to grow exponentially until each of you is dead across the multiverse.
Hmm.
And that could be a failsafe for Eldritch and his plans.
If you stop all the master mages who are coming after you in all realities, there's no one left to challenge you. But what happens to the energy of a master mage when it passes? I know on LaFonde, another one is chosen, but Adrian gave up his power to 7 on our world, at least that being the master mage of Earth.
Yes.
Did he retain some semblance of that power to be able to do, or did he tap into some alternate force? I mean, we're here on what we determined as the anti-Earth Prime. Is there an anti-Master Mage force?
Alpha sort of puzzles for a minute. You can see the gears turning in his big glowing golden skull head. I think that might be the information that he took from me.
You don't recall anything about that.
No. I don't know where the energy goes.
Well, at least we know one question we can ask the archivist.
Nor do I know why Adrian was able to keep hold of his power when it passed to 7. Unless the power was returned to him when 7 became the Master Mage of the Netherworld. And Earth Prime was left without a Master Mage.
It would be like Adrian to set up a failsafe.
Yes, he is a dangerous, paranoid individual, and I fear that the longer he is free in the world, the more damage he's going to cause.
Well, we should move forward then. Kate will meet us at the archive. Sure. Some way or the other.
Already there, babe.
As soon as she's done
Sure.
punching my robot.
I'm just like
Derek?
standing outside the door listening.
Yeah, right.
I can't go back in. I already rage stormed out.
I'm embarrassed
Anything?
now.
Derek, anything you can think of?
No.
Okay. Thank you for helping us.
Of course. You are the heroes of the multiverse, after all.
It's hard enough being the heroes of Earth Prime.
Well, you'll find that they call it the Prime Earth for a reason.
Can you show us the way to the archive?
My servant will.
Figured that would be the case. You probably have bigger things to do.
I have a test to administer. And he sort of smiles at you and disappears. Goes off to find Bowman, much to Centurion's chagrin. Meanwhile, Bowman, you are wandering across the blasted hellscape of a doomed moon, dragging Daedalus behind you while a Bowtooth keeps a lookout.
Have we gotten any closer? Or is this land still varying?
I feel we have gotten closer. I could sense the light of creation approaching.
Great. Do you know if they'll have any way to contain Dr. Daedalus when we arrive there, or have you never been before?
I've never been to the archive.
Well, last time I went to somewhere like this, it was big and confusing, so just be ready for that.
Always. He sort of looks around.
Do you live by yourself in that cave?
No.
Is there someone there with you, or?
Sometimes.
Do you want to tell me about them?
No.
Right.
But I will anyway. I have 31 compatriots. They are my
Should've
merry
guessed.
band.
Yeah, I have enough trouble with just one.
You have a young ward on retainer.
Something like that.
brace yourself. And he looks down. Something comes this way.
Bowman will gently put Dr. Dalis down, draw an arrow, and crouch. Go into stealth mode.
And go ahead and give me a stealth check for Bowman.
Swoosh. 29.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You don't think that you have been spotted as this sort of glowing golden light. It starts off very faint on the horizon, but it definitely looks like a star that is coming closer. And the light sort of comes into view in a humanoid shape and lands sort of gingerly on the flats ahead of you. The description, once again, he is looks like Omega, but gold, and has an alpha sign instead of an Omega symbol on his chest.
So Bowman will whisper to Bowtooth, "Is that Alpha?"
It is. We are safe to
Right.
approach.
So, Bowman will poke out of stealth mode, but he's still going to keep the arrow, knocked right now because, he doesn't know what to expect from this guy.
And Alpha's there. He is sort of floating above the desolate wasteland. He's got his arms crossed behind his back, Doctor Doom style. He's doing his best to look heroic, but he is still a giant man in a mech suit. Fletcher. It's good to
Looks
see
like
the
you're-
progress you've made.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a walk. I believe you're the guy I'm here for.
I am not. You're here for the Archivist.
Fair. You were the one that had the brand connected to Centuria. I thought you could do the same with Praetrix.
So you have come here seeking the destruction of the Praetrix.
Destruction's a bit of an excessive term. I just want to stop her from being able to do what she can.
We are sorry, Mario. Your princess is in another castle. I have the knowledge to stop the Praetrix. If that is what you seek.
But that knowledge doesn't come for free.
No knowledge comes for free. Knowledge
what's
is a
the-
burden of its own.
So what's the price of this particular knowledge?
Merely a question. A curiosity of my own, I suppose.
Then I'll answer your question as best as I can.
And Alpha sort of looks off into the distance. What do you want?
What do you mean by that?
I mean what I ask.
Well, right now I just want to help some people that I saw were in danger, and I have a way to help them. But I suppose that's not exactly what you meant.
No, I'm not looking for something so immediate or concrete. I want to know what you want.
Yeah. Bowman he seems like he has sort of an answer in his head, and he's just quietly considering how he should say this, or even what he should. Moonstone.
Oh, the Moonstone?
No.
Fine, it's yours.
I was literally typing the Moonstone, and then Andy beat me to it. I'm so done.
Oh, cool! I'll share this with all my friends.
You just want one? I got a couple. I can give you like 5 of them.
It's Loki. Just pours them all out.
Yeah, you tell him, Paul. Damn it, Andy.
Yeah, Bowman takes some time to consider how to answer this question and what it is that he wants at his core. Um, and he will eventually say, well, I figure out how to word this. I I want to have earned the name that is mine now. I want to make sure that my father is proud. I hesitated, and then he was gone. And then this whole entire legacy, it was on my shoulders. And I want to know that I'm making something of it. And then when I'm gone, that I've leave something good behind.
You understand the weight of what you are.
It's yes. It's not just a name. It's a legacy. It's my father, my father's father, my entire family, and probably my future.
Well, I suspect if it makes you feel better, your son will probably be called the Crossbow Man.
Well, we'll get him off the training wheels eventually.
So you see that what you are is not just a man with a bow.
No.
And it's not just the name or the legacy that follows you. It is. You are proof of the human spirit. The ability of those who have not the reality warping abilities of some of your compatriots, but the collected ideal of what your species is capable of.
I don't know if I have enough of an ego to claim that.
It's not about ego, it's just what you represent on the grand karmic scale. You're a reminder that anyone can be a hero, not that you need powers or mystical abilities or a radioactive accident or robots in your blood like the Gator Man.
If there's anything I hope to represent, it's that I do what I can with what I have. Others have powers to do that with. I have this stick and this string.
Before the end of this confrontation, you will decide the fate of all things.
So a typical Wednesday then.
Not you and your compatriots, you specifically, Fletcher.
He will squint a bit at that.
And you will need to
Why
decide.
out of all the bowmen in the universe? Why me?
That is what we are here to figure out today. I didn't come here just to answer your questions. Something has
What
been
else is
handed down to me by the beings above me, who want to test your fiber, who want to understand that you are the one bowman in the multiverse who is able to do what needs to be done.
Whatever it is, I'm ready for it.
I suspect you believe that.
Then whatever it is, I will try my hardest at least. That's what you were saying I'm supposed to represent, right? The indomitable human spirit.
Indeed. I like your attitude, Mr. Beaumont. When you have accomplished this, you will meet your friends at the archive.
Right.
Or you will be gone. And another bowman will take your place.
Well, that's worrying, but I'll try not to think about it. What about these two? As he nods towards Bowtooth and Dr. Daedalus.
And he sort of regards both of them quietly. I will send the tooth along to inform your friends what has transpired here, but I seem to sense that Dr. Daedalus has some part to play in your test.
Right.
And Alpha will raise his hand, and he will wiggle his fingers, and the Kirby crackles will envelop you and Dr. Daedalus. And
Oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Before we go, Bowman's just gonna turn to Bowtooth and say, I only knew you for a short time, but you're clearly an honor to the weapon you use.
as are you, Bow Man.
See you around, Bowtooth.
Bow Human. I should have called you Bow Human. Then you disappear.
Perfect.
And Alpha will send you and Dr. Daedalus off somewhere, which we will find out next week where that is.
Ooh.
Because I didn't think this was going to happen so soon. Meanwhile, the rest of you arrive at the archive, which is somewhere that you have been before on your Earth. And Calvin, in the interest of keeping you here, you will take on the role of Bowtooth. The little robot will lead all of you across Genesis, and this place is just too much. It is beautiful. It's overwhelming. The people here are so friendly. It's like the Midwest. Everybody smiles and waves as you walk by.
Where?
Canada.
Not the Midwest.
Oh, yeah, the Canadian Midwest. Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Hey.
But you're taken up to this beautiful library that has, in your universe, it was a separate sort of planetoid away from the Terminus, but it has been integrated into Genesis here on Anti-Earth Prime. You do see there are a number of people here bustling about, going through the stacks, grabbing books, scrolls, sort of holographic displays of all kinds of different pieces of information. The archivist doesn't seem to be around, but the little robot takes you into the foyer and will say, I will return right away with the archivist. He will be able to answer your questions and take you to the scene of the crime.
Thank you.
I live to serve. And it sputters away. While it sputters away, there is another crackle of energy, and all of you are joined by the Bowtooth. Who, to reiterate, is a 6-foot-tall tooth with abs and a bow costume.
You must be the other humans.
You must be the tooth.
Indeed.
What news do you have of Bowman?
Alpha sent him and Dr. Daedalus away for some sort of test.
And you didn't go with them?
No, apparently I'm not the one who's supposed to be tested today, so I was sent here to you. I was guiding your bow human to this archive, but I'm not sure where he is now.
Centuria's eye twitches a little bit.
I start to lean over to Resident and stop, then lean over to Gator Man. Does he take a bite out of crime?
I'll chew on that thought for a while.
A Centuria probably twitches again because she hears the bad jokes.
The
Yes.
other eye twitches.
Resident will put her hand on Kate's shoulder. He'll be fine.
You better be. Well, if you're here, you might as well help us. Can you read?
Worse.
You can't
I
just
think
ask
he's-
people, can they read?
Obviously, he's a wisdom tooth.
Can he?
I mean, I have no idea, but
Yes, you can read, just because it's just, oh my god. The archivist teaching the little baby tooth how to read as he was growing into his 6-foot monstrosity form. We can't go to Anti-Earth Prime anymore. It's a silly place.
it wasn't before we got here.
You know, just after the shock of the 6-foot tooth for a while, Cameron just shrug, walk over, offer a hand to the tooth. I'm glad you made it.
Bowtooth will return the handshake
So
with his enamel gloved hand.
yeah, glad to have you. We're gonna go. We're gonna look for a wizard.
I will help if I can.
It's the we're gonna go look for a wizard for me.
Well, you gotta make the tooth feel welcome and fill him in. You can.
Oh no.
I've been awake too.
You caused all these tooth puns.
It's true.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm glad we got to the root of that.
Shut up.
Keep making the jokes. You're gonna gum it up.
So after a few moments, the robot will return. Paul's having a great time. After a few moments, the robot will return with the archivist, who, like in your universe, is this sort of tall, spindly humanoid with pale white skin, sort of that mask that's sort of a mask and a cowl with the hair open. He's got this long shock of white hair, sort of spread out anime style on his head, and he says, "Oh, excellent. Alpha told me that I would have the chance to interface with you again."
Wait, again? Are you the only constant throughout the entire multiverse then?
Indeed.
Huh. I guess that makes some sort of sense.
It is my job to chronicle what happens across the multiverse.
So you have the book?
Indeed. I will take you to the source book once more.
Thank you.
I don't generally allow people to ask the book questions again, but for the sake of the Omniverse, I suppose it's okay to expose you once more. I can't say for certain what will happen, however.
What do you mean?
The source book is an object of immense power, capable of cutting through the layers of our universe down to the very fabric of itself. Asking a question of it once is one thing, but being exposed to its power a second time, can't guarantee anyone's safety. Shall we? And he sort of turns on his heel and starts walking off in the direction of the book.
Resident will look back at the group, kind of shrug her shoulders. Well, at least, and she'll nod her head at Gatorman. At least you haven't asked the archive a question in the past. You're safe from that fallout at the very least.
Oh, I appreciate you being reassuring. Maybe that's what Eldritch is gathering other Eldritches. You know, Fall Guys. Fuck it, let's keep going. They'll just start walking.
Yeah, Bowtooth will join the group and follow along.
Bowtooth likewise has not asked the book a question before.
This is very true.
God, just the sound of his little teeth feet hitting the ground.
It's like tap shoes.
He is barefoot. That's important. He does have toes.
That's
Also
it.
important.
It's the abs. That's the part that still got me.
I mean, he did say that the bowmen on this world had bad oral hygiene, so they're not really abs. They're
Oh
tooth
no.
decay points.
Ew!
No!
It's your own fault, Alex.
I was trying to think of a crunch wrap joke. He just goes to Taco Bell a lot. That's how he lost all that weight.
Ew.
But again, the archivist will bring you into the source room, which, for those of you who have not seen this part of our show before, the source book is the Deluxe Heroes Handbook for 3rd edition Mutants and Masterminds.
It is not the Vigilante Handbook.
It is not the Vigilante Handbook, no. That's the next more powerful book that's being written. And it is in sort of this large octagonal antechamber on a pedestal floating with glowing golden light around it. And Toman, the archivist, will look at you all and say, well, who would like to ask their question first?
I can go first.
And again, just to reiterate the rules, you can ask it any single question, and the book has to answer truthfully.
Do you know what question you're going to ask it, Kate?
I'm going to ask where, or should I ask where the Adrian Eldritch of our universe went?
Well,
Or I guess Earth Prime. Should
before-
clarify.
before you do, hold on.
Or should I ask what he
And-
took?
I'm going to start sniffing Alex and see if I can recreate what happened here. I do have a pretty impressive sniffer with post-cognition, so see if I can figure out what happened.
If I could smell through time.
Oh no.
I smell salsa. They went to Mexico.
There's no extradition laws there, even in the multiverse.
Mm-mm.
They went to Earth, Mexico. The whole planet is Mexico.
Madman.
Good, actually.
That sounds dope. I'd go there.
Oh, that would be lit as hell.
It's a whole continent that's Aruba. All right, give me a perception check.
Sure.
Man.
We'll hero point it because it's not a 45. It's even better if I click on the right thing.
Mm.
Oh,
Mmm.
nat 20.
Gator Man, you
30.
can smell through time.
Stench. It sticks to everything.
You smell Wizard, and Wizard is funky.
There's two of them.
You actually smell 3 Eldritches here.
Oh my god.
There was another.
You can clearly smell one that smells on the same frequency as Anti-Earth Prime, as well as from the dimension that you hail from. This other one has a strange sort of plasticky smell associated with it. You can clearly tell it's the same individual, but they don't appear to have flesh the way that the other two have. They appear to be made of some kind of high-intensity plastic. And as you're sniffing around, it does look like they came from deeper within the archive. And looking in the direction that they came from, it looks like that is the Hall of Records for multiversal events. Which you're able to tell sort of looking down that hallway. It looks like these are things, any incident that has affected more than one dimension at a time is recorded and written down in that section of the archive. It looks like they took something from down there. You could smell their sort of essence down along a number of different books and scrolls. And then they came into this room, walked up to the source book, asked a question, and you could smell sort of the acrid smell of burnt plastic from somewhere underneath the pedestal. And then they disappeared in what you are quickly realizing is the smell of a dimensional portal.
So relay that to the rest of them. Best I can tell, here's what happened. And I have no problem at least going back through the records. I'm sure there's some sense to them, but if I can hone in on a particular one or a time frame, because the records of the events might be gone, but at least the time frame itself, we might be able to narrow down.
Yeah, it does seem like they came through here maybe a week ago. And it looks like the area of the archive that they took something from deals specifically with multiversal apocalypses, where more than one dimension has been destroyed in one act. The surrounding material details incursions where more than one universe collides into each other, and either one or both of the universes are destroyed in a terrible dimension quake. But there also appear to be on the other side of sort of the quote-unquote natural multiversal disasters. It does look like there are some doomsday weapons descriptions.
Gotcha.
And whatever's missing could be in either of those categories. It's either the Z of one or the A of the other.
Gotcha. So yeah, that's what I could get you thus far.
Does that help you figure out your question, Kate?
I could ask, even if we don't know exactly what he took, I could ask how he plans to use what he took. Do you think that's good?
I think that's a good question.
Okay. She'll walk up to the source book and sort of brace herself in case anything, happens.
In case it tries to kill you.
Yeah, pretty much. And she'll say, I would like to know how Adrian Eldridge plans to use what he took from this universe.
I would like for you, Kat, to roll a d20. And if you have a physical one handy, I'll give you a bonus.
Like here?
Yeah, like
right
on your
here.
desk. Yep.
I don't. I actually am so mad because I just took my stuff away. Wait! No, but I found my curling iron, so that's cool.
That's
Roll
nice.
that.
Yeah, roll that. Tell me what it says.
Okay.
129.
It says hot.
It says hot.
110.
It says caution.
I'm just like mad. Like Brian has to have a freaking D20 around here. Okay, fine. I guess I just won't take the bonus and I'll be sad, girl.
That's cool.
All right, D20. Here we go. 5. Wait. Is this a high or low thing?
You don't know.
I don't know. You can spend a hero point to reroll if you're not happy with the 5.
I don't want to die. At least I don't have a weakness to magic anymore.
That's true.
Uh,
I don't think this book qualifies as magic.
guys, do I re-roll it?
It's not a 13.
Everybody vote.
Do it.
Up to you.
I'm listening to Calvin, even though that's probably a horrible idea.
It is, yes.
Yes.
Don't listen to the
whatever he
dude.
said does
I got a
happen.
12, which isn't great, but it okay.
Different.
Cool. So, what was your question once again?
How does Adrian Eldridge plan to use what he took from this universe?
So you take hold of the book and it floods your mind with sort of the bare building blocks of the entire Mutants and Masterminds universe. You sort of pass out of this reality and into a weird sort of virtual expanse of binary code that looks like it has a bunch of weird pictures on it with numbers labeling all your stats and statistics. It goes backwards further and you hear the clattering of plastic dice on a table and pencils scratching on paper, and you get the idea that Eldritch, how he seeks to use, it seems his ultimate goal and how he seeks to use the information he has taken from here is to reduce the multiverse down to one dimension. It looks like he's trying to take the entire breadth of possibility and focus it down into just Earth Prime.
Chariot will sort of stumble back and be like, oh my god, he's trying to destroy the entire multiverse, except for Earth Prime. And whatever he got here is going to help him do that.
Why would your Eldritch do this?
I don't know. It
Why would
seems-
your Eldritch help?
Yeah, there is that.
Well, whoever wants to go next.
Are you okay, Kate?
Do I feel okay? Physically.
You think so?
I feel as good as I normally do.
Roll a d4.
D4. 4.
You feel very strange.
Don't love that. Strange how?
Strange like...
Like the doctor? Or like...
No, just... like there's some sort of energy that is passing into you that is going to be useful for something later.
But it's like a good strange?
It's hard to tell.
I can't really describe how I feel, but I don't feel necessarily bad.
It's almost like you feel possibility coursing through your body.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to put that into words.
Me
so
either.
She's just gonna... So,
Fair enough.
you guys can go ahead, but be careful. And then if one of you wants to go who hasn't gone, that's even better.
Do we need to know who the other Eldritch was?
The
Plastic
third?
one and this one.
Well, we know what one was ours and one was for the Anti-Earth. There was a third, though.
He was artificial. I mean,
Wasn't there a toy Eldritch?
That-
Or toy universe?
I don't know.
I mean, it smelled kind of like plastic, which... Did I get that same smell of, like, burnt plastic after Centuria asked her question?
No, you don't get that smell. At least not a new one. The existing one is still there. The existing smell is still there, but it doesn't intensify.
Did I get a sense that 2 or 3 eldritches left after they asked their question?
You rolled a natural 20, so I'll say that 2 Eldritches left.
God, they sacrificed plastic action figure Eldritch.
Yeah, I think he might have actually. It was kind of cheeky, but yeah, I think he just used him as a pawn and he's gone.
He is just
That-
using everyone.
That would mean that maybe the Eldritches don't know what he's planning. I mean, if he's condensing the multiverse down into one singular reality, either all of them will exist in one place or none of them will exist outside of the one.
You think they would be smart enough to know that he would want to be the one, but I also think that probably most of them are arrogant enough to think that they can beat him.
That would be my guess, yeah.
Better to be a part of the plan and know about it than try and guess.
Derek, do you know a question you wanted to ask?
I was just wondering if we need to know about the third Eldritch, but something if we don't know.
Could ask where he
But
went.
Where have they gone next?
That could help us know where to go.
We
Yep.
do probably want to know what he took from here.
As well.
I want to find out about what happens to the energy from a master mage. The question I asked Alpha after you left, Kate.
What's more important, what he took or where he's going?
Probably what he took. You think?
What he took may give us an idea as to what we would need to do to counter it. Where he's going, we're already behind him.
Those both feel like important questions to me.
So I step forward and grab hold of the book and ask, what did our Eldritch take with them when he left this plane?
The book will likewise sort of take you through this whole filter that feeds out through the virtual tabletop out to the physical tabletop, all the way back to like Steve Kenson's computer, and you get this deep sense that Eldritch took a blueprint for a weapon that is able to destroy the multiverse. You get the name of the weapon, which I will give you next week.
Once Alex has had time to think about it.
Yes. The specifics of it. I know he was taking a weapon. And you get the list of quote-unquote ingredients that you would need in order to forge this device.
He needs one speedster. Shit.
One action figure speedster.
Double shit.
He also took, you realize that he also took the Eldritch of Anti-Earth Prime with him.
Well, I will let go of the book and I will go peruse the several thousand volume section of Crises.
It's all crises the whole way down.
One whole bookshelf just for that.
4th shelf back, 2nd one down. Have fun.
So it sounds like we have 3 other people who can ask questions. Oh, Mortis, I need you to roll a d20.
Does it matter? Because if it does, I gotta die.
If you have a dice, that does matter.
And I actually have my little hero point token that I use for conventions, if that also matters.
I'm so mad.
Go ahead and roll the d20. We'll see what happens.
That would be an 18.
Excellent.
Damn.
It's Paul's dice. I stole my husband's die.
Oh no! Please roll a d8 on the on roll 20, please.
On roll 20.
Yep.
D8.
I don't want to be a cleric. 2.
Excellent.
So, Resonant, does this thing just show what currently is, or can it tell the future?
Don't think we ever asked it questions about the future because we were trying to always find out what was happening, either had happened or was happening at that point in time.
The
It would
archivist is
feel-
there, and he will offer. It is possible to ask the book questions about the future, but the future is not always set in stone.
Just wonder if, instead of just asking where he went after this, to ask him what path he is and intends to take.
That might
So-
be something Eldritch already has set in stone unless something affects it. So,
But instead of just chasing him to the next spot, we might be able to chase him after and keep going.
right. Okay. Let me go next. Resonant will step up to the book, grab hold of it, and ask the question that she posed to Alpha earlier. What happens to the energy from a Master Mage when they pass?
Excellent. Roll a d20 for me again, and if you have a physical
Physical?
one,
Physical die. I have a
Hey, you
I
guys.
got a whole freaking bag. That 20.
ooh.
Damn.
So the book takes you once more through that experience, and you get the answer to your question. The book says that when a master mage dies, their mystical energy and potential is released into the multiverse, where it joins the potential energy of every possible master mage and every past master mage. That is where the magic that powers master mages across the multiverse stems from. It's sort of like a collective unconsciousness or a collective potential for all of you. It's something that hitherto master mages have never been able to access aside from the power that they receive themselves. It's not a two-way street. It's not something that other master mages have been able to tap into.
Gotcha.
And when your energy is released, it goes back up and comes back down to the next master mage once they are chosen. Sort of like a nebulous pool of magical energy that binds the universe together.
Okay.
And roll a d8 for me on roll 20.
5.
Excellent. Teacher's pet.
So,
So-
Resonant will release the book and kind of step back. So there's a collective of Master Mage energy throughout the multiverse. When a Master Mage passes on, they head back there before they would be redistributed to other mages. I'm worried about what that means if there's only one universe, if all of the Master Mages are neutralized throughout the multiverse, all of that collective energy goes back to one singular point. It's possible Adrian's trying to tap into that if it's all in one location. No Master Mage has ever been able to tap into that. It's where our energy goes back to, but it's not something we can pull from. We're granted our powers and nothing more, no ability to tap back into that.
Great.
I'm just speculating at this point. We don't know any more than that, and obviously I can't ask that question of the book.
Maybe I could ask something. Apparently there's less risk if it's your first time, and well, I think for me and the green human here, it's our first time, right?
You got
is.
it, Toothy.
If you would like to ask a question to help us, you can, but as it's your first question, we can't require that of you, that it be to help us. But we would really appreciate it.
I mean, well, there is another bow human that I was looking for, but I think I should be helping you all right now.
Do you need us to feed you something to ask, or do you have something in mind?
Do you still want to know where this Eldritch is, or perhaps where he's going to be?
I think Gatorman put it the best. We need to know the path that he plans on traveling, which worlds, in which order. He has to have something in mind. I doubt he's doing this randomly, but if he is, I guess that's something to know too.
I can ask that question. And who knows, maybe one day I'll be as fortunate as you all are and have a chance to ask another. And yeah, Bowtooth will gingerly approach the book.
Well, Bowtooth, you don't have to roll a d20, but if you have one at your desk, let me know.
I do.
Cool. You don't have
Got
to.
this one right here.
Awesome. You don't have to roll because this is your first question.
Fair.
But I don't want Bowman to miss out on a potential benefit. So Bowtooth, you step forward and ask what Eldritch's path is.
Yes.
His most immediate destination after this is to Earth Prime's Nethermoor. Netherworld, sorry, the Netherworld. Nethermoor is this. He's specifically going to the city of Nethermoor in the Netherworld, which Bowman would know is where Seven's palace is in the Dark Dimension. Then his next path. This I do have written out. I have if the heroes were never going to interfere, this is what he would be doing. And the book will specify that this path is capable of change depending on your actions. But if he got his way and he never experienced any difference, he would be heading after the Netherworld or Earth Prime. He would be heading to the Marvel Universe next. Then he would be heading to Earth Primal, which is the world where you're all animals. His next step after that is... Oh, it's on my other computer. Damn it. I will get that information to you, but it is on my other computer. It gives you those three first, but I'll give you the rest of those answers on stream next week.
Okay.
Well, Gator Man.
You still bound to this place, Centuria?
Bound?
Connected? I don't. What?
Am I Alex? I was assuming that I still am. since I have the brand.
You're connected to it. You're not bound to it anymore.
I mean, look, I don't know the metaphysical. I can ask a question, or we can keep one in the hole if things get sticky later.
I
Well,
don't
Bowman's
know.
supposed to be coming back too. We have his question if he wants to ask something.
Guess I should have asked if I'll be able to find this place wherever we are. I would imagine that we could.
Just thinking we don't have to use them all right now. But if there's something we need to know, I'm happy to ask.
Are there any other pressing questions?
I don't know.
We don't know. If we can't think of something that we need to know right now, then it might be best to just hold on to it.
Kind of my thought.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
right.
let's see when Bowman shows up if there's anything he can think of. Or maybe with a little bit of time there'll be something else I can think of.
I mean, we're not done dimension hopping yet. We can dimension hop back.
That's still
It's
plenty
true.
of time.
Calvin, will you roll a d8 for me, please? On roll 20. Yeah.
6.
6, 10, 17. Okay. Okay, perfect. Well, if you guys are going to keep a question in the hole, they are more than happy to. The archivist is more than happy to keep track of that. And I think with you guys having these answers to your questions and planning your next move and Bowman off who knows where, I think that is a good place for us to end this week's episode. So thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you spending time with us in our little corner of the Freedomverse. I have a lot of fun running this game, and I have a lot of fun hanging out with everybody. As for news around the network, tomorrow we do have a new blog post going up that is related to our new podcast, The Heroes of Tomorrow, which is our newest addition to the Untold Stories Project Earth Prime Tabletop Cinematic Universe.
Say that 5
Cinematic
times
now?
fast.
Oh, I guess it's not cinematic yet. It's just on the tabletop. CRTM. Yep, we're getting into animation next. We raised $10 million in Kickstarter for 10 minutes of an episode. But our it's an offering of legacy characters in their first semester together at the Claremont Academy. So a bunch of teenage superheroes going through a bunch of teenage drama shenanigans. It's a lot of fun. It's available on Spotify. Right now, the first 3 episodes are, and episode 4 will be up on Friday, I believe. I think that's what Aaron said. Next Tuesday, our Gem Stars will be back. Is that correct?
Yes.
Should be, yep.
Yes. So the Gem Stars are back on Tuesday for some more LaFondy action, and then we will be here again next Wednesday, same bat time, same bat channel, to continue our expedition through the multiverse of the Master Mage. So I like the answers that our heroes have gotten tonight. I think it's going to lead to a lot of fun discussion and like. As for other news, just personal news, I've got a couple of things. I'm currently raising money on Kickstarter for a comic book that I wrote alongside my friend Jupe, who did the art, called Chaotic Good. The Kickstarter goes for a couple more weeks, and this is the first ever comic book that I've had the chance to write. It follows a group of tabletop role-playing game players through their wonderful first adventure as a team, and features a very put-upon game master whose players will not allow him to monologue and I'm so here for that. Also, if you're on YouTube, I was just Jim Gordon in a Batman fan film called The Call to Riddles that went live on April 1st. So if you have a chance to go check that out, I had a lot of fun hanging out with Batman, and I got to eat pizza on a rooftop while we were filming, so that was fun. And I think that's everything for me right now. Oh, my birthday's tomorrow, so if you are in the Columbus area, please feel free to come down and join us for those festivities tomorrow night.
Where at, Alex? 'Cause you didn't tell them where.
It'll be at Standard Live tomorrow at 7 p.m. I'll be there
Generally
at 7
Columbus.
p.m. Yeah, Columbus, Ohio, not Columbus, Georgia.
Just find it. He's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like come.
Drive around
Yeah.
the block.
Alex will be at all the Columbuses simultaneously.
Yes. I actually hired a couple of Alexes from across the multiverse to help me with my evil plan. That's where I got the inspiration.
What a trauma whirlpool that would be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not here for it. I don't ever want to hang out with me. But I'm glad you guys like hanging out with me. I want to give everybody else a chance to say goodbye, plug anything they want to plug, and then we'll get out of here for the evening, starting with Kat.
Hey guys, thanks for watching as always. The only thing I have to plug is watch our podcast.
Listen
I've
to.
had a lot of fun. Yeah, I guess listen to. Watch it with your ears. I had a lot of fun filming it. I hope that everybody else did too, and I think that we're really, really funny people. So listen to that. And I will pass it to Jonesy.
Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. If you like Eminem and you happen to play on Roll20, there's a bunch of really cool stuff that's recently dropped on Roll20 for Mutants and Masterminds. There's a high school hero bundle pack, which has got a bunch of archetypes and tokens and starting adventures, so you can just jump in them. And some other cool stuff has recently dropped on Roll20 as well for Eminem, so check it out. With that, I'll kick it over to Calvin.
All right. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad we managed to finally bring back the Bowtooth. And yeah, as was mentioned before, please check out the podcast. I think the new episodes go up I'm not sure if it's every Friday, but it's definitely this Friday. And also, of course, Gemstars next week, because villains be villaining. They certainly will be more. And if you're over on the YouTubes, please check out the One with Dice channel, where we have weekly gaming streams and tabletop RPG podcasts. Still trying to decide what's going to take over Thursday when Gotham Knights is done tomorrow. So please check out the polls I have on YouTube and on Twitter, as long as you're able to, like, for the time being, that you're able to vote on Twitter without paying for it, or whatever is happening over there.
Vote for SingStar.
You know, I should have put that on there. Next time. And I'll pass it to Andy.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us live, or if you're watching this either on the YouTubes or on Twitch's restream. We thank you for supporting our small little corner of the internet. If you can join us live, join us live. If not, we appreciate you supporting us in any way possible. So thank you very much. I'll pass it over to Deuce.
Howdy, everybody, and just to reiterate again, thank you everyone who can watch it live, everyone who watches it after, and our Patreons as well. Again, Ward Maximus, big hearts, buddy. Did you proud. But I can't stall for an hour and 20 minutes, so happy early birthday, Alex. Enjoy it. Thank you all for joining us, and as always, parents, don't let your kids grow up to play speedsters. It's not cool. And back to Alex.
Yes, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. I just went and voted on Calvin's poll.
Ooh,
How do you do that?
Go to the Win with Dice channel and click on the community tab.
yeah.
I voted, but I put an asterisk in there because I don't know if you've played Alan Wake before.
Sims 4 is an option.
Yeah.
He'll be
I wanna
playing
see-
that till the heat death of the universe.
I want to see you drown people in the pool.
Oh no! We don't know if that's an American way of playing Sims or a universal way of playing The Sims.
I feel like it's universal.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
another warp way of playing Sims.
Really?
I saw this thing where like somebody just like trapped a person in the basement and like gave them everything they needed to survive, and then just like an easel. And so they were constantly painting and then selling their art. And so their money was going up and up and up and up, and they weren't having to do anything. They weren't even touching that character. Like they were just
Wow.
painting and selling and painting and selling. So I'm like, that's evil
Living the
shit.
dream.
Goals, man.
Hashtag lighter Tony.
That's a Cthulhu Awakens plotline waiting to happen. I'm just saying.
At least I'm not the only traumatizing person here.
I love
Um,
the Sims.
But thank you, everybody, again for hanging out with us. We look forward to seeing you all again here next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. In the meantime, please make sure to take care of yourself, hydrate, take some time out to do something that you enjoy, and stay out of trouble. We will see you here next time.